Well, 20 years ago, a truck bomb tore through a government building in the capital of the U.S. state of Oklahoma, killing 168 people and injuring almost 600 people. It was and still remains the worst act of domestic terrorism in U.S. history. CCTV's Hendrik Sybrandy is in Oklahoma City, where he takes a look at the legacy of the event and how security in the United States has changed since then.
Oklahoma City is getting ready to remember. Although what happened on April 19, 1995 is impossible for anyone here to forget.
It was an enormous shock wave and shook and rattled our entire building.
Leon Gillum was working for Oklahoma law enforcement 6 miles from the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building. A large truck bomb had just ripped it apart.
It was apparent to me and to some of my colleagues that this was probably an attack on the building.
I was sitting at my desk, a normal morning.
Sue Menser was working for the FBI back in 1995. She remembers how the explosion affected her and America.
Chilling and shocking for all of us. These attacks can come not only from outside of our country, but from inside. And I don't think anyone really anticipated that.
It was a day, some say, when America lost its innocence and began thinking more seriously about how to protect unarmed civilians in the nation's heartland.
We started really focusing on protecting those symbols and those areas of public service where government was taking place.
20 years later, the blast site has been transformed into a large memorial that draws visitors from all over the world. Chairs represent each of the 168 bombing victims, 19 of whom were young children.
I tell them about the kids, you know, and to appreciate every single little bit of life that I get to see you grow up, you know.
The events of April 19, 1995 remain very real here. A portion of the fence on the north side of the Murrah building still stands. It's covered with mementos, just as it was soon after the bombing. Oklahoma City helped make security a top priority, even in cities that make unlikely targets for terrorists. If you see something suspicious, say something became the new motto. Yet one expert says the systems that run this country are still vulnerable.
You think about refineries, even nuclear sites, the water system, the food system.
Menser says terrorism won't go away because it's cost effective.
It's easy, it's cheap, and it makes a loud noise and makes people pay attention, and that's what they're looking for.
This weekend, many Oklahomans say they still feel emotional aftershocks from the blast.
I deal with, at the anniversary time, I deal with people that have been affected. It really never leaves.
Hendrik Sybrandy, CCTV, Oklahoma City.